Good morning, everybody. This is BDF44 with another video for you. Coming at you this morning, wanting to talk about the Lakers coaching changes that they've made most recently. First of all, I want to say that for me personally, and this is how I've had it for a while, Frank Vogel was ranked higher than Tyronn Lue for me. I looked at Tyronn Lue as somebody who benefited a great deal from the services of LeBron James' prime basketball career. He was someone who, although has a lot of coaching experience with both the Celtics and obviously with Cleveland, and he's been on NBA benches for a while, and of course he played for the Lakers. We know him. He was our rookie, one of the fastest rookies I had ever seen up to that point. And he played in some NBA finals and won some championships with us as well. So Tyronn Lue is somebody we respect a great deal here in LA. But at the same time, I look at his coaching cachet and I say it's a bit skewered by the fact that LeBron James was playing so well and the team wasn't really assembled properly around him. And the teams were glaringly defensively challenged a lot of the time. They ain't sit well with me. Looking back at those Cleveland teams, they weren't very talented, but they also weren't playing all that great, especially during the regular season. They had a lot of issues, and Ty Lue was the coach during a lot of that. Meanwhile, Frank Vogel, in his last tenure, didn't do so well in Orlando, but Orlando wasn't really attempting to win games. I think they were on a tank mission like we were, so winning was kind of not really in the cards. They didn't have a whole lot of talent to work with. They didn't really even have a point guard at all, really, for the last several years. They haven't had a legitimate pass-first point guard, somebody who can run their offense at all. So I don't hold that against him. The Pacers' tenure was fantastic for him. He got to the conference finals several times, had that team at the top of the East for a little bit. They played excellent defense. They had some offensive issues. But I think what the Lakers have done is recognize what his deficiencies are, and they've put him in a position to have the type of right-hand men, right and left-hand men, I guess you can say, with the hiring of Jason Kidd and Lionel Hollins as his assistants thus far. I hear Jeff Hornacek may be on the way. Some may think that might be too many Chiefs. My thing is, not necessarily, because they all have their own job. You know, Jason Kidd's job, if this is set up correctly, should be offensive coordinator and point guard specialist. And being that I believe we may have two young point guards with high upside at the beginning of this season, I think his presence is going to be very important. Those being Garland and Ball, of whom I don't think we're going to trade, but there's a good chance that we do for the AD package. So at this point in time, I'm looking at the Lakers and I say, I like what you've done. You know, I'm giving the Rambis clan and all of them a chance to show what they're about, because really what we need to see is the type of decisions that they make. We can sit up here and hearken on what the media has given us, which is, and what Magic and Ball and Mr. Ball has said, which is that the Lakers don't really have a voice right now. It's coming from different angles and everybody's chiming in on how to run this thing. But if your committee works, then it works. I think the idea is that this can't work because of circumstances. And my thing is, well, decisions are made, either yes or no. And if the right ones are the decisions that are being made, then I don't care if it's 100 people chiming in. If they can all work in a collaborative effort to bring us back to contention, give them a freaking chance is my attitude. And, you know, yeah, the circumstances aren't great. Yeah, it's a lot going on. But at the end of the day, the signs are pointing in not only the basketball universe being kind to us with us getting the 4th pick when we were supposed to get the 11th, but also the fact that we have coaches who are heralded and should probably be having head coaching jobs, taking on role positions in our coaching staff for the betterment of our club. And, you know, I don't see anything to complain about in regards to that. Those are big names. I would have been happy to have either one of those two guys as our head coach. So the fact that they're coming in at this capacity is just icing on the cake. Now going forward, we have to see what the Lakers actually do, because you bring in Jason Kidd, pay him all this money, and then trade away Lonzo Ball in the 4th pick, and you have no point guard. You're asking this three-headed monster coaching staff to try to coach two of the greatest players in the game. They don't need to be overcoached. So bringing in a coaching staff for an old team of superstars is redundant and a waste of money, in my opinion. They don't need but Frank Vogel and a couple other guys to tell them what to do. But if you're going to keep Kuzma, Ingram, Ball, Hart, fourth pick, Wagner, and all these pieces that we currently have, then yeah, the three-headed monster coaching staff should be what the doctor ordered. So I want to see the Lakers go the young route. LeBron James, it seems like he's having a great time with his family in the summertime. I don't think he's stressing not being in the finals this year like people would expect a player to be, simply because he's tired, man, exhausted. You know, sometimes you just need a break from the grind, and I think that this is, again, what the doctor ordered for him. Going into next season, I'd like to see him make a bigger commitment to the defensive end, particularly when it doesn't seem to matter as much, because those are the times you display yourself as the player that you want people to believe yourself to be at this stage of your career. You can't just fly down the lane and dunk the ball and, you know, put big numbers up on the board, and then we lost, and we point back at all these times where you didn't show effort on the defensive end. So that's going to be something that I'll be looking to him to shore up, and I'll be looking at his coaching staff to hold him accountable. Even though he's at 34 years of age, I'm also at 34 years of age, and there's nothing wrong with me being held accountable in areas of weakness or areas where I haven't held myself accountable as I should. So I'm not against being coached, and neither should LeBron James, someone who's 4 months younger than myself. With that being said, you know, now it's about the draft. I've already, made a video about what I think the draft selection should be 1 through, I believe, 10 I took it to, or something of that nature. I haven't wavered too much. I'm a little higher on Culver than I was in the past. Hunter, I still feel the same way about. I don't think you should take him with the 4th pick. It's just too high for him. Garland's my guy. Reddish is my 2nd guy. Culver's my 3rd. And if we trade the pick, I think it would be wise. But just from a preference standpoint, I would like to keep the kid with the high upside and just roll with the future. And let LeBron James age as those guys get older and better. You know, they'll take on bigger roles as he starts to take a step back, and it should be a seamless balance for the franchise. So I hope that they take that route. I know Anthony Davis is a very shiny object, but again, you're not paying for Anthony Davis overall. You're paying for 1 year of Anthony Davis's services. Then it will require cash to keep him. Cash that we can still offer him next year without giving up anything that we have right now. I say wait till 2020, play it out, and if he still wants to be a Los Angeles Laker, make sure that the cap space is available to him come 2020. Which will require us to probably trade some people in the midseason, so I expect us to make a trade anyway, even if we don't get Anthony Davis, just to assure that we don't have any issues to have to cram next summer with our cap space situation. But that may not come until the trade deadline if necessary. But I don't believe they want to pay Lonzo. I don't believe they want to play Ingram, so I wouldn't be surprised if we get rid of those guys, though I think it would be wise not to do that. So yeah, I guess that pretty much sums up my thoughts this morning. I'm happy about the 3-headed coaching staff that we have there. That's a real deal asset for us at this point, especially given the fact that we're going into free agency. When you have Lionel Hollins, Jason Kidd, and Frank Vogel standing there saying, look, I don't know what them guys are doing upstairs, but what we're doing right here is trying to do this thing correctly, and we believe that the 3 of us can withstand anything. Any adjustments that need to be made, both in the regular season and playoffs, should be able to be made with those 3 minds. So, as far as I'm concerned, we probably have the best coaching staff assembled in quite a while, and I think that when you're talking about what it takes to build a team and to get young players to play to their best ability, it starts with the brain trust. So very excited, very happy, hopeful that the Lakers don't do anything stupid like make a trade for AD and giving away just about everything under the age of 23, because that would be a colossal mistake. I know it to be true. It's not going to surprise me when it doesn't work. It will not work. You need depth. Golden State is showing us that. You can have a bunch of superstars, and it ain't going to mean nothing if they're all tired by the end of the year, if they're all injured by the end of the year. Depth is everything. All the Toronto Raptors have is one solidified superstar and a bunch of other guys that are either trying to be superstars, used to be stars, or just role players that respect their responsibilities. That's a championship formula, if you ask me. Not assembling superstars and hoping guys like Quinn Cook and McKinney can hold it down if things go wrong. No, that doesn't work for the Golden State Warriors. They're about to lose, and it ain't going to work for us if we do this. So that's all I have to say. No in the AD trade. Love to have AD. Want him to be in purple and gold for the rest of his career starting next year. That's it. Everybody have a great one. Take care. BDF.